Yes, welcome to yet another interesting discussion today. Previously, we introduced our topic, that is Cartesian coordinates in 2 dimensions, and we are able to tell what the Cartesian plane comprises of. We said it has the y-axis and the x-axis. So today, we want to know or to look at how to locate points on the graph. So by the end of this session, somebody should move out when he or she knows how to locate any point on a graph. So given the graph as you see on the screen, it has points A, B, C, D, E, and F. And the question requires us to locate points A, B, C, D, E, and F on the graphs. So when we are trying to locate a point A, any point, suppose A, it will have some component in X and some component in Y, because the Cartesian plane has 2 components, the Y and the X. So if you are at some point A and you want to locate its location, point A is here and we want to tell its location. So we shall have to draw a line from A to meet the x-axis. So it's meeting the x-axis at 4. So we write 4, comma. And then when we try to draw a line from A to meet the y-axis, it meets the y-axis at 4. So the point of A, or rather the location of A is 4, comma 4. And when we try to go to B, B is somewhere here. So when we try for B, draw a line from B towards the x-axis, you realize that you meet the x-axis at 6. And then when you try to draw a line from B towards the y-axis, you meet the y-axis at 2. So the location of B is 6, 2. You start with the component in the x-axis and then end with the component in the y-axis. They should be always in pairs. And then when we try to look for C, C is somewhere here. We shall try to draw a line from C to meet the x-axis, and we are seeing that it meets the x-axis at 8. And then when we try to draw a straight line from C to meet the y-axis, we realize that it meets the y-axis at 5. So our point C is located at 8, 5. So we move on to the next point, that's point D, up here. So point D, try to draw a line from point D down towards the y, rather the x-axis. You will realize that it meets the x-axis at 2, and then when you try to draw a straight line from B to meet the y-axis, it will meet it at 7. So the point D is located at 2, 7. So you can pause the video and try to find out the location of point E. And then lastly, the location of point F. 30 minutes, rather 30 seconds can be enough for us to locate these 2 points. So if I am sure you've located point E, so here is an activity for you as a learner. Try to test yourself. It says, locate by the grid method the positions A, B, C, D, E, and F shown in the grid diagram. So precisely, you need to use the knowledge that we've just used in the previous slide. So you will be able to locate this point A, you will be able to locate this point B, you will be able to locate point C, and you will be able to locate point D, point E, and point F. What I can say is that ensure that you don't forget, make them in pairs. They appear in pairs, that's Y and X. X comes first, then followed by Y. So in your free time, you can try out this activity and you will try to send your outcomes or your work for assessment. So we want to look at something closely related to the previous discussion. So we've said that the Cartesian plane has the y component, the x-axis, and now we want to look at an essential point of the origin. So we want to emphasize the point of the origin. So when we try to have the Cartesian plane, normally we have the y-axis, and then we have, this is our y-axis as you can see, and then this is our x-axis as you can see. So apart from the x-axis, there is a critical point, which is the origin, which is here the center of this plane. So wherever given a grid or wherever given any Cartesian plane, it has an origin. The origin may not be necessarily the 0, 0, depending on how they have constructed it. So an activity here is just for you to use the previous knowledge. They are telling us read the points on the following Cartesian plane. So using the knowledge we've acquired, we can indeed read these points. For example, if I am at point A here, if I am at point A, you realize that point A is corresponding to 1, and then point A is corresponding to 1. So point A is at 1, 1. Then point B, you realize it is corresponding to 3 on the x-axis, and then 2 on the y-axis. So point B is at 3, 2. So in a similar way, you have to discover the location of the points C, D, E, up to H.